So right now I'm gonna just show you how I roughly paint my address on my curb, or how I do it to others. I just moved into this new house about a week or two ago, and so I haven't done the address yet, or it hasn't been done, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have my phone on my phone now so I can video the process. Make sure I'm getting the video on my camera. Alright, so this is a big rough area. So first I take out a brush. So what I'm trying to make is like a metal brush of any sort. Let me get mine out right here. Okay. I'm gonna back this out. I often hurt myself using these brushes. So this is the one I use. It's just a basic Ace one. I got it at Ace. I don't know. It's made by Warner. Anyways, so all I do is you just brush the bottom of the curb and the curb itself. And then also do the top. This doesn't look like it's ever had an address number here, so once that's done, what I do is I know how big my numbers are, so I just roughly estimate it. I just got basic painter's tape. It's just that basic blue tape by Scotch blue painter's tape. It's pretty cheap. I got 2 rolls. I think they're like $6 or something, like $6 or $7 for 2 rolls, possibly cheaper depending on where you get it. And that might be not the same price, but it's just roughly, I'm gonna say approximately $6-7 for 2 rolls, which is pretty good because you should always get at least 2 rolls so you can have a backup for whenever you run out. So once you got your tape, you're gonna, if you're new to this and you want to do your first ones, take your numbers. You're gonna need these. I got these plastic stencils right here. They're 4 inches big, so they're, compared to my curb. My curb's a pretty high curb, like higher than normal. Usually they're about like up to like right here, roughly like right up to here. Usually, sometimes, actually, it's not too big of a curb. But anyways, so what you if you're a new beginner to painting these curbs, you should always just to get a rough estimate of how big you need to make your frame. What you're gonna need to do is take your numbers. So my number is 5619, I believe. So I get a 5, 6, and 19, so which is a 1. I need a 9. Mine are a little bit jumbled, so I usually do my frame and then paint the white, the background, and then while that's drying, I just get my numbers. But if you, I'm just showing you for example, if you're new to doing this, it's pretty easy to do. There, so my numbers. So let me see what numbers I got. That's a 9, because 9 with me, 9 and 6 are very similar. So they're pretty similar, because sometimes you can go like this and it's the same thing, but just these edges are swapped. See, so now that's a 6 and 9 because the middle pieces are aligned. I'll leave the description to link to this, these stencils in the description. I got them off of Amazon for like $20, but don't buy the frame. I bought an extra frame for $5 thinking that would be really good, but It's not. I thought it was just one that would be one piece together, but it's pieces that you tape together in the middle. It doesn't isn't really useful that much. So so what you do is you just stick them together, just to make a rough estimate on how big you're gonna need your frame. Like, see, this is how big I'm gonna make it, around roughly a foot or more, maybe like a couple inches more than a foot as well. So roughly like 13-14 feet or inches long, you could say. But I just roughly estimate my tape. So what you gotta do is just take the tape to amount that you want it to be. So I'm just gonna make it this long, rough. Stick it to like the ground. I usually stick it to my shoe, and then at the tip, just rip it off. Sometimes it takes. A lot of people, they just like get scissors or something. I just rip it because it makes it a whole lot easier. Now this is a little bit too big, but you just rough. That is a little bit too big, but as long the way you're gonna make it that way that you're gonna size it is if you put it on the side. So I could easily just make it like this big or this big. You can give any free roam inside your outer layer frame or your top frame. So now just take a small strip so you can do the side. That one was a little bit too big, so I'm gonna put it right there. Make sure that you pull when you're putting it on the side. Put the top on and then push here, but pull with your other hand. Actually, look. Yeah, right here. So with this piece over here, I don't know if you saw it, I put the piece right here, the top down, and I pulled it with my other hand and just slightly go down and loosen the pressure with your right hand so that it's flush with the curb. You don't want to have any air pockets in the middle there. Try to make it as straight as possible because this really isn't that straight. Let me redo it or take it off real quick. The thing is, it's super hard to grip or take off because of the way the curve is. It's like plastic. Make it more straight. There we go. It's a lot more straight than last time. So now, this might not be as big. I might just make it like that big. Try to make it as straight as possible. Sometimes you can go over just a little too much, but you can go slanted a little bit. I've been slanted before, but it's really not. Just make it to where it's not noticeable. Like you're gonna have a super small slant, like the sides. Which I'm just saying, like the frame right here and then here, it could be like angled a little bit. And just please excuse my fingers; they're really weird. My weird. I have like a double jointed finger. Everyone thinks it's disgusting, but because it's my finger, it doesn't really look that disgusting. Anyways, side point. You guys might be thinking it's weird looking, but it is. But it's bone. Now I'm gonna make my second strip for the bottom. Once you got the sides done, do the bottom, and make sure that you gotta align it with the straight on the bottom. If you ever make sure that, let me see what I can see here. Move it over just a little bit. Right here, they accidentally didn't make it fully, so try to make it to where it covers just at least a little bit over the side border. So let me show you what I mean. Just put an extra little piece right here. Try to make it like that, so that it covers right here in case you accidentally have a little open space right here, and for the over on the side, just to make sure you're on the safe side of things, just so you don't get any paint where you don't need it. There. So now, this is like one of the hardest ones I've done because I'm trying to do it so accurate. I don't know why. So it feels different. Now, I have my frame. Now you just take your white paint. So you're gonna need white and black. I just have this Rust-Oleum flat protective enamel. so it stops rust. Well, the good about this one is that it stops rust, so I'm assuming it's going to be lasting a little bit longer. I don't know how long it's going to last. I've had mine up for at least like 4 months. No, 3 to 4 months, and it hasn't gotten any different. So, what you gotta do is you're gonna do light sprays. So you're gonna do a spray and go slightly to the left. Now, what I have done is using my backpack as to hold up my holder thing for my phone. Sorry. I got these. Floor mats to a car just at Walmart for like the cheap ones that they had, and so I cut them out so that it can be an extra border on the sides, just so I get any overspray, I spray it onto. Like if you're really good at spraying, you can just you can just spray with the tape. But I just feel like I always messing up with my spraying, so I just take these just for extra precaution because I seem to mess up a lot. Not really, but so yeah. So now just take your paint, slightly spray. So you're gonna slightly spray and then go to the left like watch. So spray just a little bit to make sure it comes out, and then spray like this. Slight sprays. Just so that don't make it wet because then it's not gonna dry for a while. And if you do light sprays, you can go over it just multiple times just to make sure that it dries pretty fast as well. So easier, the lighter you spray, the better it is. It took me like 10 houses to get used to it, so just making sure it looks good. It's a little spotty. Back. It's a little spotty up here. There. It's the last of my exam as well. There we go. Got the white done. Now take your letters. While you wait for that to dry, take your stencils. Can you see them right here? Let me make them up a little bit. Take that off right here, so you can see it. So I'm gonna put my what you do for these ones that if you ever get these ones, just take your stencils, align them on the sides, and I just use this basic Scotch tape. You can easily get them at like any hardware store. I got this at Ace. But it lasts you like forever because you just take super small pieces like this, around, I'm gonna say like 4 inches wide, or however wide your stencil is. It's different on every stencil depending on what size you have. Now 56, 19, so now I got the one. Put it right there, align it. Sometimes it's super hard to figure out where the top piece of the tape is. And I always do different sizes for my edge of my tapes because it's just how I roll. What I do is I slightly put on the top and I just go quick straight down. But you do whatever works for you. I'm just saying that's how I do mine. Not that you have to do it or anything. So, if any of these things aren't really clear, just do it to the way that works for you. Like there was a couple things when I was first doing this. I was spraying like constantly on the white spot, and it didn't look as good as when I did the light spraying. Cause I did that, and then my friend was like, "Bro, you need to like," cause I started doing the light sprays, and he's like, "Bro, just do it in one consecutive spray." And I'm like, "Okay." So then I started trying to do that, and it was working, but it was really dry. So, no. So, yeah. Loud truck movement. Now that this is done, you take your blue tape and you make a frame on the letters. That is super small. Let me trash that. Why am I getting my measurements wrong? The reason why I suggest getting plastic stencils is because plastic ones rip super easily, and plastic cardboard rips real easily. So I recommend don't get cardboard ones unless you want to just do a couple houses or just your house. Then you can get plastic ones. But if you want to go do other people's houses and possibly make it a job and do other people's houses, then I suggest getting plastic ones. Makes a world of a difference, because I was doing plastic cardboard ones and they did not work that great. Well, they worked, but it was like they were ripping real easily because the tape would stick to the cardboard and rip it. And I'm like, bro, why is it ripping? And I was like, because it's cardboard. So just be mindful on buying cardboard ones, unless you know how to make it to where it doesn't come off, and perfect job for you. So now once you're done with this, let me take these sides off just so I can get the frame ready. Now you take your frame, you try to align it perfectly, because that's like not the best. Whoops. There we go. It's pretty straight. Try to make it as straight as possible. Sometimes the curves can be like super like what you could say slanted. Like sometimes like they like round, or they might be like hard to make it straight. So just be mindful on that. If it's ever at a bend, just try to like. I take my brush. As you can see, I do have black on it. I take my brush and I just take it like this as I spray, when I spray my black on it, onto it. So now, once you're done with that, take your black spray paint. I have the same thing, just a flat protective enamel. If you want to get flashy numbers, next time I buy this, I want to get gloss, because I want to make it look, I want to see the difference between gloss and flat. Although my dad's like saying, no, you shouldn't buy flat, because then it's going to be really reflective and shiny. And I'm like, well, I want it to be shiny. Sorry about that. My bag's getting unlevel. I have my bag on my stand, like I said before, so what you gotta do is, sometimes the ball doesn't get stuck. Just keep shaking it till the ball gets stuck, because every time I buy the black ones, the ball gets stuck and you just don't feel it when you shake it. And sometimes the paint that comes out is just like that watery stuff that comes out. It's no paint. So once again, you get the top ones, just do the sides, just in case you get any overspray on the sides. And you can easily just like put like a folder or something like that I have a red folder in my backpack, but I bent it and stuff. I really haven't needed to use it. I might just got a thorn in my hand. So if you ever, you can just figure out whatever works for you. Me, I got these, but whatever works for you works for you. So whatever your personal preference is. And if something doesn't work, just try to find different results on YouTube and stuff. I've only seen other videos and stuff on YouTube. I haven't really looked at my own like videos on other websites other than YouTube. Anyways, so what you're gonna do is the same as the white, just slight sprays to the left. Okay, now it came out. So this one is just a little different. I don't know why. Slight sprays. That is a little wet, but it's okay. I think it is a little bit too wet. I'm not gonna lie. But I haven't done them in a while. Does look. Let me see if I got my pen. Please be in here. Is let's see if I try it out. I can just throw that away. So, for whenever I overspray like this I haven't done it in a while, so I'm really bad. I have this pen. You guys can get something probably different, like little paint, like Crafter's paint or something. I just have this auto marker. It's for a car's window. So I just go around the bottom, see if it'll work. Just scrape on the bottom. Man, does not look good. I did it. I oversprayed too much. What's good about having this is that if you overspray, it can make it look a little bit better than it was before, but probably just made it even more noticeable for my mistakes. But that's pretty much all you do. The more you do it, the more better you get at it. So, yeah. Let me get it off here. A lot better than it was before. There is a lot of overspray, but when you first do it, there's a lot of overspray. But practice makes perfect. that's pretty much it. If anything's unclear, please ask me what, in the comments what your questions are, or just anything. Just don't be mean and roast me in the comments. So that said, have a nice day. Sound like a grandma.